Hello everyone, this is Urvashi Chauhan and you are watching Courts Today by Livelaw, your one-step destination to all legal developments in the country. Let us start. The Supreme Court today refused to stay the controversial Chief Election Commissioner and Other Election Commissioners Act of 2023. This act removes the Chief Justice of India from the selection panel appointing election commissioners. A bench comprising Justices Sanjeev Khanna and Dipankar Datta heard the matter today. As you are aware, the petitions have been filed by Congress leader Jaya Thakur, the Association for Democratic Reforms and others, and they question the legitimacy of the Act's amendments, particularly exclusion of the Chief Justice of India from the selection panel. During today's hearing, Advocate Prashant Bhushan and senior advocates Gopal Shankaranarayan and Sanjay Parikh stressed the need for an independent election commission and argued that the Act's provisions jeopardize this independence. Regarding the procedure adopted in implementation of the Act, that is, the two election commissioners were allegedly hastily appointed on 14th March to prevent any decisions made by the court the following day, the bench reasoned that there could have been an opportunity given for the names to be examined. Ultimately, the bench expressed reluctance to issue an immediate stay on the legislation, but issued notice on the plea made by senior advocate Parikh, calling for a response from the other side. Earlier this week, an update had come from the Supreme Court, which had issued summons to Patanjali Ayurved's Managing Director Acharya Balkrishna and co-founder Baba Ramdev in the contempt case over misleading medical advertisements. The court, on being informed that no reply had been filed in the contempt petition, went on to pass an order seeking personal appearance of Acharya Balkrishna. In a new update, Acharya Balkrishna has tendered an unqualified apology before the Supreme Court for publishing advertisements regarding medical cures in breach of an undertaking given to the court that no such statements would be made. Balkrishna has submitted in an affidavit saying that the impugned advertisement was meant to contain only general statements and unintentionally included the offending sentences. It added that the advertisement was bona fide and that the media personnel was not aware of the order dated 21st November 2023, that is, where the undertaking was given before the top court. He has further given assurance that such advertisements will not be issued in future. Also, the affidavit states that Drugs and Magic Remedies Objectionable Advertisements Act of 1955, which controls ads for drugs or remedies claiming magical cures for illnesses, is in an archaic stage or at an early stage. It says that the act was enacted at a time when scientific evidence regarding Ayurvedic medicines was lacking, that the company now possesses evidence-based scientific data with clinical research conducted in Ayurveda, which would demonstrate the advances made through scientific research in the context of diseases mentioned in the schedule of the Act. The court will consider the case on 2nd April. Stay tuned. The Supreme Court today expressed displeasure at the Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi for refusing to re-induct MLA K. Ponmudi as a minister even after his conviction was suspended by the Supreme Court. The governor had written to the chief minister saying that since Ponmudi was held guilty by the Madras High Court for a serious offence amounting to moral turpitude relating to corruption, his re-induction in the Council of Ministers while he remains tainted of corruption would be against constitutional morality. The CJI today expressed serious concerns to the Attorney General about the governor's behaviour. After the critical remarks of the bench, the AG sought time till tomorrow to respond. The CJI issued a stern warning that if the governor does not act by tomorrow, there would be court intervention. AG also raised certain technical objections to the state's plea for minister's appointment, saying that it has been moved as an interlocutory application in a pending writ petition raising a different issue as the previous one relates to pendency of bills. The AG also questioned the maintainability of the petition under Article 32, asking what fundamental right of the state has been violated. During the hearing, the bench also wondered whether a fresh oath was necessary since the status of Ponmudi would be restored following the Supreme Court's suspending his conviction and thereby freezing his disqualification. Senior advocate P. Wilson, also appearing for the state, opined that a fresh oath may not be necessary since the status quo ante is restored. In the next important update, the Supreme Court has today stayed Union's notification of fact-check unit under the Information Technology Amendment Rules of 2023. The stay shall operate till the Bombay High Court finally decides the challenges to the rules amendment. A bench of Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Mishra was hearing the SLPs filed by Kunal Kamra, Editors Guild of India and Association of Indian Magazines, challenging the refusal of the Bombay High Court to stay the implementation of the IT Rules 2023. Yesterday, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology notified the Press Information Bureau as the FCU. If any information on social media related to the Union government's business is marked as fake by the FCU, social media platforms must remove it. Otherwise, they will lose their legal protection against any consequences of that information. Observing that the challenge to the rules raises serious constitutional questions, the Apex Court has set aside the recent order of the Bombay High Court by which it refused to stay the implementation of the rules and the consequential order allowing the centre to notify the fact-check unit. And now let me tell you about an unfortunate incident that occurred at the District Court, Gautam Budh Nagar yesterday. Senior advocate Gaurav Bhatia was actually manhandled and ill-treated by junior lawyers in the District Court. Bhatia was present at the court to appear in a matter. However, upon his arrival, he was informed by the office bearers of the Gautam Budh Nagar Bar Association that they had called for a strike that day, thus no court-related work could be conducted. Despite Bhatia's readiness to adjourn the matter, a lawyer present inside the courtroom reportedly misbehaved and snatched his band. Another advocate, Ms. Muskan Gupta, was asked to take an adjournment in the same court complex. She was asked to remove her band and leave the courtroom by a group of lawyers and was manhandled in the process. This matter was today urgently mentioned before the bench led by the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud. The court, taking immediate suo motu cognizance of the matter, issued notice to the President, Secretary of the Janpat Diwani Bar Association, Gautam Budh Nagar. The CJI in his order directed the district judge to ensure that the CCTV footage of the incident is in safe custody and that he shall submit a report of the incident to the bench. The bench also noted that repeated judgments of the Supreme Court have deprecated strikes by advocates since the litigants are affected. The chairman of the State Bank of India has filed a compliance affidavit in the Supreme Court stating that the SBI has disclosed all details relating to the electoral bonds to the Election Commission of India, including the unique numbers of the bonds. The affidavit states that the complete bank account numbers and KYC details of political parties and purchasers are not being made public as it may compromise the security of the account. However, it states that they are not necessary for identifying the political parties. The disclosed information includes details of purchaser and details of redemption by political parties. This comes in furtherance of the Supreme Court's order earlier this week, which had directed the SBI chairman to file the affidavit. Also, the Election Commission of India was directed to upload the details received from the SBI on its website. The Supreme Court today posted NewsClick founder Prabir Purkayast's plea for release on medical grounds to the first week of April. Purkayast is in custody since 2nd October last year over a case under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act involving allegations of Chinese funding to promote anti-national propaganda. On the last date, the court had directed constitution of a board by the All India Institute of Medical Science for Purkayast's independent medical evaluation. Today, it was informed that the AIMS panel report had come. The court thus directed that a copy of the same be supplied to Purkayast, his counsels, and posted the matter until after holy vacations. Lastly, the Delhi High Court today refused to pass orders granting interim protection from coercive action at this stage to Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in the money laundering case related to the alleged liquor policy case. However, the bench granted liberty to Enforcement Directorate to file response to Kejriwal's application seeking interim relief, which forms part of his petition challenging the summons issued to him. ED had filed 2 criminal complaints against Kejriwal in city's Rouse Avenue courts alleging non-compliance of the summons by him. So far, 9 summons have been issued to the Chief Minister by the Central Probe Agency. During today's hearing, Senior Advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi, appearing for Kejriwal, argued that the Enforcement Directorate was creating an unfair situation, especially with elections approaching. He pointed out that summons did not specify why Kejriwal needed to be physically present and in what capacity. On the other hand, Additional Solicitor General S.V. Raju opposed the grant of interim relief and contended that Kejriwal could not go beyond the law. He said that law has to be the same for every individual, whether it is a chief minister or an ordinary man. Stay tuned with us for more updates on this case. Thank you for watching. If you wish to know more details about the cases I mentioned here, you can visit our website at www.livelaw.in. Stay ahead with quick legal updates only on Live Law. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe and support us. You can also support us by donating through the thanks button at the bottom of our videos or consider becoming a member at just 89 rupees per month.